Hey guys, let me get out all the messages and everything, and then we'll get right to it. Let everybody know that we're going live. Okay, let me put it all out on Discord here. Okay, that should be the last one. So let me put my little spiel in the chat and we'll be ready. Hey Tom, how's it going, man? Okay, so like always, if you have any tickers, any questions, anything about anything we're talking about, or stocks in general, let me know and we'll go over them. I've got a few things for us to look at. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to go over the technicals on BBIG, take a look at that, and I guess we'll take a look at anything that y'all have too if y'all want to go over any of that stuff. So I guess let's start with the big boy here. Let's make sure that y'all's on the same page here with me. And let's go to BBIG. Let me turn off the drawings first. Yeah, oops. Drop something. Okay. So we can see that the last, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days we've been climbing. We're up above the 200. This is a 15-minute chart, by the way. We don't have no order book on the weekend, so we've been climbing. We've been pretty much bouncing off the 50. We have come close to the 200 a time or two. But guys, this is looking really good. I mean, if you take a look at a good comparison to AMC, look, almost the same thing. It's bouncing and it's doing good too. So if we turn on the drawings, I need to redo these too, by the way, get it more up to date. Let's adjust this one down here. No, this is BlackBerry, never mind. There we go. So really what we did with these two red ones up here, technically that's in a box, but I wanted to keep it going on forever, so I didn't put it on a box. But pretty much where we're sitting at right now, we'll have to see in the pre-market if this one right here is going to stay resistance or support. So let's pretend that this one's not here right now. As a matter of fact, we can get rid of it right now. And let's go with what we have here. So right now, if we adjust this one just a smidge, we have support at 788 and we have resistance in between 877 and 898. So what we're above the 200. We are very bullish. What I would expect in the morning is one of a couple of things. It's either going to continue on down off of this resistance right here and bounce, or we're going to see it bullish off the start, and it's going to come up, retest this area, get rejected, come back down. By this time, the 50 days should be right in this area, right around 830. I'd look for it to bounce off of it and continue up. or it may even blow past this altogether, come up and touch this resistance, reject, come down, and bounce from there. That's if it's going to stay bullish. If it's going to go bearish, I don't look for it to go any lower than the 200. So that means the overall stock will stay bullish in that situation. It's just it will be bearish until it bounces. That's what I would expect out of BBIG, one of those situations. And really, all those situations bode pretty well for us. I really don't see a bearish situation coming. Worst case scenario is we get hit by shorts and we are fighting to keep support until we get closer to the 22nd. But I think this has proved to the bears that we are here, we are holding support, and we are bullish. So that's signaling to other buyers too that we are in this game, we're in it to the squeeze. Why don't you come and join us? You know what I mean? So that's a good setup. So let's go over a few plays, a few stocks. One of them is, and for this one I want to put you on my screen so you can follow me here, is CLF. Now, if you follow the Twitter, you know that I bought puts on this Friday, and I still believe the puts are going to pay out. I believe this is going to pull back good enough to pay decent on puts. I look for it to come back to this line, or maybe, if I'm lucky, to come on back down to this line. But it's not going to stay there. This has an earnings coming up on Friday. If we come here and here, I posted this on Twitter, so you can find it on the Zero Plays. It's Zero Plays. It's at W Trades. It's DUBYA Trades. So I posted that there. It's pretty much saying that they're expecting earnings growth and a possible beat of earnings. Now, when they talk about beating earnings, it doesn't mean that it's good or bad. It just means that they're expecting it to beat what the estimates that the analysis people put out there. Does that make sense? So when they say it's going to beat earnings, you're just beating the estimates that the analysts believe it can make. So with that, and it possible having a really great positive outlook, this is going to be really good. To be honest with you, I kindly hope it stays down a little bit until earnings so that it will pop even bigger. But I don't know, CLF has really been looked at. It's even on the Wall Street Bets trending sites a few times. Look, I bet you if we go here, we can actually see it. If we come to trending stocks, let's see if right there, CLF, right in there. So the fact that it's going to stay down, I don't really look forward to. I kind of hope it does, so it'll pop bigger when that news comes in. But it's definitely got the eyes on it. It's definitely going to do good. Now I've got, let me put you back on here. I've got some penny stocks to about $20 stocks that I believe are going to do good. That we're going to look at some mid-cap stocks. And anytime during all this, guys, if you have anything you would like to look at, just throw it up there and we'll look at it. The first one is WTRH. Now, we talked about this last week, and since we talked about it, I can't remember if we talked about it before this aftermarket pump. I don't think we did. I think I mentioned it in the after hours here. So if we look at from when you could have bought it to where it went, that's 41, to where it is now, that's 28% that it's up. So if you're still in it, great. I still have my shares in this. If you're not, don't fret. I believe it's going to leave a good entry point in the morning. It's either going to take right off. If it does that, you can wait for the pullback and the bounce as a good entry point, or it's going to cool off to the 50-day and bounce. That would be another good entry point. Either one of those is fine. As long as it stays above this 200 and then continues up, I look for this stock to easily go to $2, if not more. I don't know. I have to really look and see if there's any catalyst that really set it off, or if it's just on a bull run right now. The MACD is looking a little bit bearish, but you can see that if we kind of blow it up here, it's starting to curve up. So I don't look for it to come on down. I'll look for it to actually spike up above this. The only thing that may get to us is the RSI. It may pop up above that and need to cool off. In that case, just look for a pullback in the bounce. That's the reason I think you'll have a good entry point in the morning. Sorry about that, I had to let the dog in. So let's look at a couple more here. Has some good entry points and good stocks to check out. What I got here? Oh, CBD. That's another one that we had been talking about last week. CBD. And I was not in this yet. It was on the watch list, and we talked about it on stream. But now it's looking good. You can see in after hours it popped up. I was looking to see if it would pull back and bounce, and it looks like it has. The pre-market will tell us a little bit more on this. We can see that it's up 13% since the open of Friday. Yeah, Friday. But we have our run up, our pullback, and our bounce. If this continues, this is a very bullish signal for this stock, and it really bodes well for it. Again, that is CBD. That's what I'd like to see it break over right there, the 603. But as long as this doesn't break back under the 50, I'll probably pick up some of these tomorrow. Might even play a few options. The options don't look too bad on it. If we look at the calls here, you can get the 7.5 option for November 19th for $15. And if you look, the Delta versus Theta, guys, these pick up when stocks move closer to in the money. They can change, they can move. If you don't like the way this is set up on this, you could actually play the in the money. They're only, let's see, they're at $105 right now. That's not a bad price. And the delta on that is 81 cents. Look at the theta. The theta is almost non-existent. It's less than a penny. That is a good setup, a good deal. What else do we got here? Oh, HUT. HUT's another one we've been talking about. And if we look back since we called it out on this run, it is up. I forgot what I put on Twitter. It was up. I checked it out since we ran it. Let me look real quick. I know I've got it on here. Uh, 60% since we called it out, HUT. This last time, since we called it out as a swing play. It is up 60%. And if you're not in it, that is fine, because I do believe that as hot as it's running right here, it will offer a pullback. We are coming back down to the 50 here. Either look for it to bounce here, or no, with RSI, I don't look for it to come much deeper than that. I mean, we could throw on the MA lines here real quick and see that it probably could come down. Let's see, by then it'll probably be right around there. It probably could come down to around 1170 and then bounce. But really, as long as this is going to stay bullish, I look for it to stay above the 50. Let me see if y'all have anything else yet. Thoughts on BB? I could see it hitting 10-11 before a bounce to 11. Yeah, we'll look at BB. I like BB. It's been bullish here for a while. We can see that it was on a sell-off, but it looks like, like I always say, guys, the three stages of a reversal is the sell-off, the consolidation, and the pull-up. Right now, technically, we're still in the consolidation phase, but we are looking good. This setup is doing good. You can see here that so far, every time it's bumped up over the 200, we've gotten rejected and come back down. So look for right here, this rejection around the 1061. Look for, it did get rejected there. Look for the bounce around the 200. But even on here, we've got the 15 over the, let me get rid of the EMA line so we can see that clear. So we're just looking at the EMA lines. We have the 15 over the 50 cross. The price is above the 200. This is looking really good. You can see that this setup was similar right here, and we had a decent run then, but we didn't get it right here, and it got rejected. So we do have a decent setup here as long as it can break over this 1061. Now if we come to the 15-minute chart on it, we see the same thing. So look for it. Looks like it got rejected here at the 50. So look for it to come down to the 200, which by in the morning it should be somewhere between 10:10 and 10:30. And look for it to bounce there and retest this 1061. If we can get above that, we could probably see your $11 like you're saying. We could see it bounce up over it and get to that 11 tomorrow. But that's what I would watch for. We have the 200 acting as support, and we have 1061 acting as resistance. So this is not a bad little setup. I'll take a look at it in the pre-market, and if it still looks good, I'll put it on the watch list. What else do we got here? CIDM. This one has a nice little setup. Again, this is kind of like we was talking about the 4-hour on BB. This is doing it on the 15-minute on CIDM. We have the 15 over 50 cross. We have the price over the 200. And we have this little golden cross on the 50. The golden cross means more if it's on the 4-hour chart, but it still bodes well on the 15-minute chart too. But as you can see, we have the spike up. We have about close to the 50 to 61% pullback. And if it bounces here, this will be really good for tomorrow. We could see this one go, as long as it stays bullish and we get this clear bounce, we could see this one go to $3, $4, $5. Just depends on how many eyes get on it, how bullish it stays. The volume's been pretty decent. The float's not too crazy. And everything just seems to bode really well for this to do very well in the morning as long as it can stay bullish. I'm really looking for the market to go risk on again Monday. That technically means that it's going on green, it's going to look good, and it's going to allow people to take more risk in the market. What else do we have? And if there's any other tickers you guys want me to look at while I'm calling these out, you just let me know. JSPR, Jasper. JSPR. This is another one we called out a couple of days ago, last week. We can see that it's run up. If we look at the 4-hour here, we can see that this is one that it rallies. It rallies up, comes back down, rallies, comes back down. And it went under the 200, and about 3-4 trading days ago, it popped back over the 200. We have the 15 over 50 cross. We have the, I'll guarantee if we put the extension on this. Yeah, look, 61% bounce, and it's taken off. We're in a little bit of a bull flag right now. Come to the 15-minute, and here's where we're at. It really needs to stay above the 200 in the morning in the pre-market. It'd be best if it stayed above the 50, and we need a clear break above this 1845 mark. If it gets rejected at this again, look for this to come on down. Ford, I'm looking for Ford to break 16 tomorrow. I want to see it up over this 1612 mark. Matter of fact, let's put this in a little bit of a box. We'll say 16 to 1612 is where resistance is at. If it gets rejected here, look for it to come back and retest around the 50-day to the 200, which should be up over this resistance by then. and then look for a retest. If it gets rejected a third time, look for it to come on down and cool off a bit before it tests again. But I do look for this to break 16 and stay bullish. If I'm not mistaken, the 52-week high is around 16. Let me see. Yeah, 1646. I'll look this week for it to break that if it stays bullish. If the market stays risk on, this is going to break the 1646 mark. What's some others? NEO is a good setup for EV right now. If we look at it, we had the gap up on Thursday into the Friday morning pre-market. We have the spike, we have the 50% pullback, and the bounce. We have, it seems to be riding above or at the 15-day EMA. Look for a pullback of the 50 and a bounce, and this should stay good. Look for this one to go into the 40s, maybe 43 in the next day or two. I'm looking for these ones I've seen. Fuel Cell. Another EV play, looking good. It's been climbing for a while. The good thing about it is we've had some healthy pullbacks and bounces, so the RSI is not too overbought. We do have this spike up in the after hours. Really don't see it spiking again until the bell rings, so look for a little bit of a consolidation, and then either right before the bell rings to right after the bell rings, it's either going to take off or it's going to come back and retest the 50 and then take off. I look for this one, the way EV's been doing lately, to really do good this week coming. We have Apple doing good, Disney doing good, Roblox doing good, Wells Fargo doing good, Bank of America I bought puts on. Trying to find some of these. I know what. Let's go here. If I go Snap is another one that's doing real good. You can see that it's up over the 200 and it's riding, and it's not going too crazy. It's just a steady climb. CIFR is looking good. It's over the 200. It's not an expensive stock. It's at $7 right now. It went 15% during the day and another almost 1.5% in the after hours. We can see that's a nice setup to run. That's CIFR. What else do we got here? AVDL. Nope. See, I got puts maybe written on that one. KOS. That's another one right there. Look how that's just consistently popped up, rejected, bounce, popped up, rejected, bounce, rejected, bounce. Well, rejected, possible bounce. We'll have to see tomorrow. So KOS is looking good. There's a lot of energy companies looking really good right now. Venom is another one. That's just what I nicknamed it. Viper Energy. So energy, as long as the energy sector stays good, look for energy stocks to continue doing good. PBF's another one that's doing really good. Let's see. We went over CBD. Lucid's cooling off right now and then bounced. What's the 4-hour on it look like? Yeah, we could see this one pretty much stay consolidated between this support here around 22-ish, 23-ish to about $30. ME, that's another one that's looking good right now. If we go out to the 15-minute, we can see that it's another, they do, what's that called, like DNA test. If I'm not mistaken, it's 23andMe. Yeah, 23andMe. So they do a lot of DNA tests, things like that, but you can see that we've had these spikes, and then right at the tip end of the day, we have the spike up. So look for this to do good in the morning. This is ticker symbol ME. Here's another energy company, HE, looking really good. Up over the 200, looking good. Let me see if y'all have any others. CEI, yes, we can go over CEI. Let's see. On HUD, is that long leg doji 15-minute chart? Yes. Let's see. We can look at both of those. Now, are you talking about here at the end? This? Yeah, you call that a doji or a spinning top. Right there's another doji or spinning top. Was we on the 4-hour any on that one? Yeah, you could call those spinning tops. Pretty much, to me, there's not much of a difference between a spinning top and a doji. But if you want to get technical about the difference in the two, a spinning top, the candle's just a little bit thicker on it, and a doji, it's almost just like a flat line. So really, you know, it's dealer's choice. Is that a line or is that a candle? Is that a line or is that a candle? Is that a line or is that a candle? You know what I mean? It's like asking somebody, what's a hammer candle? Well, some people may say that is, and some people say, no, it clearly has to be like this. And another may say, no, as long as the bottom one's lower, or depending on if you're talking about green or red, as long as one of them's longer than the other, you're fine. So it's really kind of like, you know, what you're talking about. The main thing dealing with candle and candle patterns is, what do they mean? Well, you know, that's a battle in between the bears and the bulls and who won out. That's what those patterns really are talking about. When you see like a 3-bar pattern that's green, red, green, it's all about how they play out is why those patterns got noticed. So in a green, red, green pattern, well, right here's one that's 4-bar. You have a red, green, green, red. And you see how both of these greens are encapsulated from the bottom of this red to the top of that red. That would be a 4-bar play. If you're going down, you want it red, green, red. If you're going up, you want it to be green, red, green for the pullbacks. CEI. Nope, that's not CEI. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful symmetrical bull flag. Now we're talking about patterns. Let me draw this out here. I want to get that in there too. Remember on patterns, if you start with a wick, you want to try to hit all the wicks. So if we did that with wicks, we would want to try to stay within the wicks of it. If you're dealing with candles, then you want to try to hit all the candles across.
Did you know that you could hook up a wireless keyboard with
So if we look at this pattern right here on CI, let me darken this up so we can really. This is called a bull flag because they mainly break to the top, or you might hear them called continuation flags sometimes. If you pull back and look over the overall trend, you want to see them usually continue on. But for me, bull flag, bear flag, it really doesn't matter. What you want to wait for is that breakout, especially when they ride out a EMA line. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Look for the breakout. So this stock can only do one of 3 things. You can either see it, let me draw this just a little bit further out to explain what I'm talking about. It's either going to break clearly above the top, maybe you can come back and retest this support and then bounce, or it's going to do the same thing to the bottom, break out, retest, bounce. The third thing it can do is it can consolidate out and then start using this side as support and resistance. I've seen them do that. That's like a reverse diamond. You know, you've seen like the diamond shapes where they'll go up this way and then back down that way, and they'll do the same thing on the bottom, down this way and that way. It'll come out the other side and do that. Either which way, if it consolidates, then you want to wait on this side for the breakout. Which side does it break out on? Well, okay, there we go. So this is the 4-hour. this is going to be the one to watch on CEI. We've really played this stock out to the point to where most people know the play. They know what they're in for on it. It's a stock that I got in at about 70, 80 cents. Rode it up to about, it was like almost $5. Yeah, right there, 4.80 something. And I'm sold out of it right now. Now, for me, in order to play this again, I want to see it break over this 200 EMA line. And it's still in play right now because the 50 hasn't broke underneath it yet. So this still has a good chance and good eyes on it to see if it's going to break back over that 200. So that's what we're looking for. Can this bounce here, continue making higher lows, get above this 200, and then can we get that 15 over 50 cross? So it's like a series of steps you need to take. We need it to break over this resistance or out of this flag. We need it to continue and break over the 200. And we need it to continue up until the 15-day crosses over the 50. So those are the steps. You know, if you're going traveling to a different state, you go town by town by town. You go from highway to highway to highway. Same thing here. We're going from support, 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 up, getting higher lows. And those are the triggers. If it gets rejected at any of those points, any of them, look for it to come back and retest the next support. If it breaks under that, you're officially bearish, and look for it to come on down. Hey, no problem, man. Any questions y'all got, man? I love doing this shit. So anything y'all got. But that's officially got me for right now. I've got to go pick up my daughter. I will have a watch list for in the morning. I know last week some people asked me, well, you know, the stocks we talked about on Sunday Stock Talk is not on your watch list. Does that mean you're not good for them no more? No, the reason why we have these stock talks is to look at stocks that could play out over the week as well as Monday. Plus, it gives me a chance to point out what they could do. This stock could do this, which means it could do that, and watch for these things. The watch list is more of a mixed bag of things that I think could pop off that day or the next day. I do try to put a couple of little swing plays in there for the people that are not just in it for the rally of the minute, you know. But they're mainly meant to be put in a watch list and watch and see what they do. So if I don't have any of these stocks we talked about on the watch list in the morning, it doesn't mean I'm bearish on them now. These are still good to watch over this week. I know some of them we didn't quite go over, like Apple. I think Apple's looking good. Ooh, excuse me. CLF, we didn't go into a lot of the earnings part, but I do believe that it's looking good, and I have that article up on Twitter. Again, that's W Trades, DUBY Trades. And guys, excuse me, if you find any value in what I'm doing here, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out with YouTube's algorithm and gets me out in front of more eyes. And you don't have to wait for these streams in order to ask me any questions. You can ask me on Discord or Twitter. I'm always available. Ask me anything you want. If I don't have the answer, we'll look it up. But guys, I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with me on Sunday and talking about these. And I appreciate the stocks you brought, you know, like CEI, BB. All these are ones I'm putting on the watch list and looking over. So again, thank you so much. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the pre-market and go over that. You have a great day, guys.